Hey guys, it's Robert from East Coast Sawing Design. So today I want to talk to you about the different tools you can have in your shop and the different projects you can do, and my experience with the tools I've purchased and built over the years, and would I change anything. Recently, Scott Walsh, a very nice YouTube woodworking channel here on YouTube, had posted about the disconnect between some of the bigger YouTube shops, especially the sponsored ones where you see Festool and some of the really big brand name tools being used, or they're heavily sponsored Powermatic, stuff like that. You kind of feel a bit of a disconnect between their shops and your shops, because it's like, well, if I had a $300,000 worth of tools in my shop, sure, I could do those projects. But that not need be the case. You could build a lot of projects with budget tools and even minimalist tools if you know how to build with them. So in my case, when I first started doing woodworking, I was doing charcuterie and cutting boards. 6 months to a year before I even had a shop. I didn't even have a shop my first 6 months or so. Yeah, 6 months. I just stopped and think about that. So my first 6 months I didn't have a shop. And I did all my woodworking outside, so it was very weather limited. But I started with a DW 735, the ambiguous must-have DeWalt planer, that I bought off Facebook Marketplace for $350. They're about 700 Canadian new, so it was quite a budget. I had bought the literal cheapest palm sander you could buy from Walmart. Carries it. It's hyper tough. It's 35 Canadian plus tax. 4 years later, it's still 35 plus tax. I had access to my father's Jigsaw at the time. About 3 months in, I had access to my sister's edge belt sander and disc sander. So I didn't have to buy those tools up front. I already had the cordless drill and access to bits from construction a few years previous. And same with the handsaw. I have a circular handsaw, a cordless one, and I had access to a corded one for bigger projects. That was it. I didn't have a jointer, I didn't have a thickness sander, I didn't have a bandsaw, I didn't even have a shop. And yet I was making projects and selling them for 6 months. Like that. So winter was setting in and I moved into my bus shop. I'll leave a link I'll leave a card up ahead doing the tour of my bus shop before I had vacated it. And then over time my tools grew and grew and grew. But very few of my tools were bought brand new. I have a video just talking about my table saw. This is a used table saw. It's a Rigid TS 3650, and I have a video when it was still in the bus shop talking about that. Link above. My jointer, which is off camera, I was given the jointer, but I wouldn't have bought it new anyway. I just couldn't afford to drop 800 Canadian on a jointer new, because I had to get a 6-inch. There was no way I was getting a benchtop model. I wanted a floor standing model. My two sanders behind me, my edge belt sander, my Mastercraft 4x36 belt sander, and the now Vivor spindle sander were bought new. But those are kind of some tools that you don't necessarily want to buy used, because you don't know what the lifespan has been on them. And my previous spindle sander burnt out. So my bandsaw, I have some documentation. I have a video talking about it, but that was built in my shop. And then my thickness sander was used. I paid $350, I want to say, Canadian for that. It's a discontinued Ryobi. And then my lathe over on my right shoulder, your left, I paid $45 an hour and a half away for me to get it. And then of course, like, your miscellaneous tools, and I've documented my Izzy Swan slot mortiser, which is a tool that really helps me with doing mortise and tenon joinery. So every tool has a place in the shop. Just what tools do you really need or want is going to depend on what you do. For me, with the charcuterie and cutting board, now I have access to the bandsaw, so it makes it really quick and efficient to cut the handles out on the charcuterie boards and cutting boards. I now have a Max XT, which is to my right, 5mm stroke sander, so I'm not out here sanding for days on end. The jointer allows me to do multi-piece glue-ups for like really intricate cutting boards compared to what I was doing before. And the table saw is one of the biggest tools in my shop that really allows me to do a lot of different types of woodworking and breaking down stock that I would not have been able to do easily beforehand. So, like behind me is my workbench, and I have a video about that. And yes, I use the table saw for some of the joinery and ripping the material down, but if I didn't have those tools and I was setting the shop up, what I would do is I would just assemble it flat, no mortises, or not mortise, no lap joints, the cut lap joints. I would just nail them on flat or screw them on flat with no joinery. So at that point, I would just need a handsaw. Same with my stand next to me for the lathe. It has some half lap joinery on it just to slim up the profile a little bit on the legs. If I didn't have the table saw to cut that, I would just build it flat on joinery, butt joint, face-to-face joinery, and that would have been more than adequate for what I was doing. So it really depends on what you're doing, what kind of tools you're gonna do. But again, you don't need the best tools. All my pipe clamps are used. All my... I'm trying to think what else is like blatantly used in here. Like my box joint jig is used. My screwdrivers. My drill press is quite used. The scroll saw is used. I paid $40 for that from a friend and got a box of clamps with it. So find deals on the tools you want and slowly build your collection. Woodworking is not unreachable just because you see someone using expensive tools to do the woodworking. Sure, would I like to have a better table saw? I would. A 3 horsepower cabinet style saw would be a better option for me in this shop. But I don't do enough woodworking that requires that kind of table saw, and I don't have the power requirements in the shop. As I've mentioned before, I'm running off a single 20 amp feed into the shop. Everything's off the 20 amp feed except the lights. So having a 3 horsepower 240 volt table saw is kind of not a bonus in this shop. So if you have the know-how to build your own tools, build your own jigs, you can save a lot of money and you can get into woodworking fairly inexpensively. As I mentioned before, this table saw was $500 with a lot of accessories, but you don't need this table saw. You can go out and get a $200-300 secondhand job site saw and do a lot of the stuff that I've been able to do with this table saw. The jointer, again, I didn't buy that new, it was given to me. The planer I didn't get new. So look on your... If you're wanting to build a shop up, unless you have an unlimited budget, buy the tools as you need them. I think I was in the bus shop about 1.5 years before I got the table saw. I was in the bus shop definitely 1 year. Probably, no, I was woodworking about 1.5 years. The bandsaw I built at almost 2 years in. The jointer I got it about 1 year in. So every time I bought a new tool, it was to fill a new need. For the most part. Some tools were like an opportunity, like the lathe was an opportunity, the scroll saw was an opportunity. So not all the tools were bought specifically for a reason, but the bandsaw, that was built specifically to do resaw work and to get away from the jigsaw because I was having a lot of problems with the jigsaw. The thickness sander was an opportunity, but it's allowed me to do more intricate work on and be able to sand the projects afterwards. Sometimes I struggle with misalignment on pieces that are not easy to fix, so run them through the thickness sander a few times. Or if I'm doing a glue up with really thin veneers and I don't want to run it through the planer in case it blows off a piece, I can run it through a thickness sander and clean up the faces. So I think that if you can get past not the mentality of you don't need $1 million in tools or 100,000 in tools or whatever, you can do a lot of projects. I did I'll post a picture right now of a set of coffee end tables for my aunt in maple, and I did mortise and tenon joinery on them right here. And those were done with the slot mortiser, but I very well could have done either pocket hole joinery, because they're very light, they're not going to be supporting a ton of weight, so I didn't need to have like mortise and tenon joinery, or I could, mortise and tenon, or I could have done dowels. Dowels would have been more than adequate for that if I had a dowel jig. I don't, because I don't do anything with dowels. But I sure didn't need a $1,200 Festool Domino joiner. So look at kind of the project you want to do and decide. Do I need $1 million in tools, or can I slowly work my tools up? So, hope the topic helps, guys. Hopes you understand that you don't need you can work with basic tools and slowly build your shop. It took me it took me over 4 years to get into this space, and I'm quite happy to be in this space. So, if you like the video, guys, comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. See you in the next one.